Alrighty guys, welcome back to yet another video. It's been a month and I figured today's video would be a good one because it is actually the steam engine show in Pawnee today, and we're gonna leave at around 10, stay there for a couple hours, come back, and that'll be the plan for today's video. So I hope you guys will enjoy it. Make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and let's get into this video. Massey Harris over there. We got some plows. We got a Ford over there. Got some more old plows. There's a John Deere. Another John Deere. We got a 730 diesel Model B. Got a Farmall F20 over there. We'll check that one out later. Earthmaster. I never heard of Earthmaster. I have heard of Rumely before. And Oliver OC4. Got McCormick, then we got a Farmall M, another Model A, got an old Case go-kart here. We got a John Deere 40 is what it looks like. Got another F20 right there, and that's the M. A Massey Harris with a crank start. Got another F20. A Model H. I've never seen an H before. Ooh, there's a pothole. Model A. Got another Ford. Maybe an 8N. Maybe. Another Oliver. We've got Cub Cadets. Farmall A right there. Some Minneapolis Marine. Another one right there. Allis-Chalmers. Got a big truck here. John Deere, maybe it looks like a 4020 maybe? I'm not too sure. Maybe a Model A from the 30s with a, looks like a John Deere sickle bar mower on it. Looks pretty cool.
Is it?
There's engines going on back there. I don't know what that is. And we got a Model A.
That's all messed up again.
Another John Deere. Got a couple Massey Harrises. Actually, this is not Massey Harris. It's a Farmall C. Nice looking tractors. That's Massey Harris 101 from 1938. And it looks like it's like an old Thresher from this one. Got a John Deere with a forklift on it. It's a John Deere with a front loader on it. We got a Farmall H, another John Deere, Farmall M, yeah, John Deere 620, Allis-Chalmers, and we got all of these threshers and hay baler over there, another thresher, and we got a whole bunch of other tractors we're gonna go and see. Got an old Gravely lawnmower, 812. Yeah, Gravely 812 lawnmower. That's actually really neat to see. We got an international. I've never seen this international before. I've never seen this one. Never really seen that one. Wouldn't know what model based off of my knowledge. Wouldn't really know, but it looks like a great tractor though. An Allis-Chalmers C, a B210 lawnmower, an Allis-Chalmers AC from 1955, or wait, it's an Allis-Chalmers W45 from 1955, sorry about that, with a front loader connected to it. Then it looks like it's a turbocharged D21 Series 2, I think, Allis-Chalmers. Yeah, this is a big tractor. We got 3 John Deeres behind the Ford, maybe 8N, 9N. I don't know if it's a 2N or not. Then we got, looks like maybe another John Deere H, maybe. Guys, feel free to correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. My knowledge is a little brief, but we got another John Deere B. We got a International Cub, what is that? Yeah, International Cub. John Deere Model P. No, looks like a C. And a John Deere baler back there. We got a whole bunch of, got 3 John Deeres. In the back there's an A. Maybe, I'm not very too sure on that one. And then we got another John Deere A, it looks like. And then a Farmall, maybe F20, I don't know. But it's got an old crank start on it. Got a John Deere back there, and then another Farmall M right there. I've never heard of Earthmaster before. I've never heard of those. Then we've got a Ford. I'm not sure. I know. Ford 600. There you go. That's what it is.
For sale.
Yeah, Ford 600.
2053 Ford 600.
And then we got a Ford 3000. Another Ford. A Ford Jubilee. Golden Jubilee, that's what that says. Another John Deere. Another one. And they got a Case, a big Case tractor. Pretty neat. Allis-Chalmers, another Ford. We got a Rumely oil pool. These are, there's an A back there. And yeah, look at this thing. A Rumely oil pool tractor. That thing looks pretty stinking neat, don't you think? We got a Kubota. That's not really vintage though. But a Caterpillar D2 crawler. And then we're gonna get to this row after this row, of course. And then another Farmall with a deck on it for mowing. That's pretty cool. Then we got, I'd say maybe another Farmall. We got a old Farmall with a crank start on the bottom. A McCormick Farmall W4. An F20. Now, there's a lot of F20s there. I think that's another one. But they also came out with the F12, the F20. There's something over there. The F20, the F12, and I think F30, I think. But it's got steel tires on it. That looks great. Then we got another one. That one looks a little bit more used than that one. Got an Allis-Chalmers crawler. An international crawler. A D12 from Allis-Chalmers. And another old John Deere. Got a oh, I had a brain fart, but I'll remember it next time. Oliver, that's what it is. It's an Oliver.
What's an Oliver? Oh, this one, yeah.
And then we got a McCormick, another one. It's another one. Then we just got a little bit of crawlers over here. A Caterpillar 22. That's some old Rumleys over here. Another Caterpillar 22. Another Caterpillar. And we got a John Deere, Minneapolis, and I'm not quite sure what that one is. This is pretty neat. Next year, they're bringing a Waterloo, which is the first tractor that John Deere ever made. And then they're bringing a prototype, what they call the Bathtub D. Rumleys. We got oil pools. The oil pools. A bunch of Rumleys. Got a Case there. And we've got Caterpillar 60. That's a big Caterpillar. Look at that. The Rumley, another Rumley. More John Deeres. Got a John Deere with a plow on it. Let's go over there. I got 3 McCormicks here. I think from 1920s, I think. An Allis-Chalmers WD-45. 53 WD pulling tractor. I think this is also an Allis-Chalmers. And another Rumely. And another Rumely. Look how big those chains are, guys. Look how big those chains are. These are huge. A New Holland self-propelled baler. That's pretty neat. It would sit up there and they would just start driving it like a tractor. Except it's a baler as well. I got another Rumely. We got a lot of Rumleys here today. And then that one is a. And then that one is a 900, a Ford 900. As you guys know, we have an 800, but this is what the 900s looked like. I'm not sure what year, but I do know it's a 900 though. So we got another John Deere. Not quite sure what model it is because I'm not too keen on models. Got a 320, John Deere 320, John Deere Model D. Amazing looking tractors. Got another. There's a lot of there's a lot of old tractors here. Got a another John Deere. Got an Allis-Chalmers WD, and I think that's the Model GP right there. Like I said, I think this one is a Model GP. No, Model L. All right, I'm still learning, guys. But we got a International Titan. Got an International Titan here. 1919 Titan 1020. Look at this old thing. Yeah, those are pretty cool things. We got a John Deere MT with a plow on the bottom, or I think it's a planter actually. Plow and planter, I'm assuming. But this one looks probably the cleanest of them all. It looks really great. Got an Allis-Chalmers with a sickle bar on it. An International Cub boy. With a front loader on it.
Cub boy.
Then we got a Farmall H. Pretty nice little tractor. We got a International Cub. You guys didn't know International actually invented the Cub Cadet lawnmower tractor that you guys use to this day. I thought that was pretty neat. Alright, so guys, this is a good example of these old tractors running a belt to the stone machine. They hook the belt up to there, got a little pulley thing there, and then they turn the tractor on, they put it in neutral, and just have it running, and it runs this entire system here. We just have so many tractors here, it's hard to just keep track of them all. A Massey Ferguson 245, a 165, a 14, another 135, and a Massey Harris 33 it looks like. And I got a couple steam engines over there. We got a John Deere doing some plowing on that field over there. Looks like another Model A from behind. An F20. Another Model A. Just so many different tractors. Looks like an Oliver 770. Looks like another Oliver. We've got Minneapolis Moline. What is it? I don't know what that is. It looks like a Ford, maybe. I think it's a Ford. I got a a C right there. Maybe a Model C. We got another A. Looks like another International, maybe. We got a Allis-Chalmers 180 diesel, an Allis-Chalmers B, a Minneapolis, another Minneapolis, a John Deere 420, an Oliver that looks like a Model B down there. I got a bunch of other Rumleys down there. An Allis-Chalmers 220, an Allis-Chalmers lawnmower, and we're gonna go down the line, see if we can catch any other ones. Yeah, Farmall C. Then we got 2 Cubs here, an old Chevy truck, Allis-Chalmers, those 2. That's the case. That's another case. Another case. I think most of these are cases, actually. Yeah, most of these are. Let's go take a look. This case has a plow on it. So does this one. 2-bottom plow, I think. Oh yeah. The crank start. Oh, it's got a crank start. I think most of these old tractors had crank starts. This is a case 400. There's cases everywhere. If you like case, come to this section. 1960 case long nose 930. That was interesting to show. You're in the Powerhouse room now. There's big old copper wires right in there. We're in the engine barn now. Look at that thing. Here we have a Farmall H with a front loader on it. What'd you look at?
Well, there you go. He's got a AR, a 1936 John Deere AR unstyled. I've got a Massey
Guys, we may or may not be coming home with this. You're just gonna have to wait and find out. Alrighty guys, well, we are about to leave. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. And next video is gonna be a surprise because we bought something and you guys don't know about it yet. So we are gonna see you guys tomorrow for a video. And I really
Farmall
think
H.
no. Oh, that's your hint. That's your only hint.